Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Mining Insight. Today I have a special edition video to share with you. I'm going to be meeting with two of the heads of Nicehash, Joe Downey, who's the head of Nicehash marketing, as well as Marco Tarman, who's the head of Nicehash mining operations. And Nicehash granted me an exclusive interview to discuss topics like the very first LHR Unlock Miner that they've developed. But it doesn't end there. We're going to be talking about topics like Ethereum going proof of stake and even some mining possibilities going forward. This video is going to be packed with a lot of insightful information, so you're going to want to watch it till the very end. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to press down on that subscribe button. Stick with me and let's get started. So hi everyone, we are blessed to have our Nicehash developers team here as well as the head of marketing. So can I introduce you guys, Joe and Marco? Can you, tell me, who you are and what your role is at Nicehash?
Sure. So yeah, I'm Joe. I'm the head of marketing at Nicehash. I've been with the company just over a year, and dived into mining. Absolutely love the industry, and once you get hooked on mining, there's no going back. So
it's an addiction.
Great to be here.
I'm Marco. I work as a mining manager. I've been in the company for 4 years. Started as a support for mining, and right now we're working on new products, features. That's my job.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you giving me this exclusive interview today. There's so much I want to talk about. I could probably write a whole entire book, but I'm going to try to just keep it down so we only go after some key topics which I think are most interesting to us as well as even viewers of my channel. Beginning spring of 2021, NVIDIA released the first LHR cards, which kind of really put a big dampening on the industry. GPUs were extremely hard to get at the time as is, and there was a lot of scalping and just market shortages were insane. And I think they've added then the LHR on it, and I think it's kind of compounded that problem, made it more difficult. So rather than miners who were saying, okay, well, I'll get one hash, I'll get one card, for them to get that desired hash rate, it seemed maybe they would take 2 cards, or it would take, even a lot more, which kind of, I think, further compounded that shortage. What are your thoughts on what you've seen? Because, you have a much bigger picture of the market and how everyone's doing. What was your thoughts on how LHR cards affected the market?
I think it didn't really affect it that much because the LHR cards were still profitable, maybe less. They were less desired. They became more profitable with the LHR partial unlock, but still there were other algorithms, and some people did buy GPUs. Not as much as right now, but yeah.
And what do you think, though, too, with the other algorithms? Did you see much of a surge in the mining on them, or was everything still really very targeted at Ethereum?
I think everything was still targeted at Ethereum.
Mostly Ethereum,
yeah.
Mostly
even
Ethereum.
Even some dual mining algorithms, Ethereum was still way atop of it before.
Yeah, I know. I've covered a lot of dual mining stuff. It's just anything to get a little bit of extra profitability or hash rate out of that card. It was very, very frustrating, I think, as miners having a card and just being limited, and just as we even seen, just even if it was just getting 2% or 3% more out of that card, it was like, this is a big victory for us. And just all of a sudden, I put out a video about it, and it had like 50,000 views overnight. So it was really, really had a big impact on people, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, dual mining is free money, basically. If it's done correctly, the second coin produces you probably just free money on top of what your card already earns. So yeah, but I think regarding the LHR, people will buy anything that makes them money, because miners in general are in for the profits. And if you would get like a USB key that makes you money, people would start buying USB keys,
I would.
As long as the GPU is profitable, there's no reason, even if it has like 90% limit, it doesn't make any sense if the GPU is still profitable.
I agree. We were kind of limited with the LHR as a miner, I found, by having to continually upgrade the miners, tune the overclock settings. It was just very, very fine tuning. It's a big headache keeping your rigs running stable. You'd have to watch them a lot more. And overall, it was a real impediment. It was very, very hard on us to keep our cards and rigs running more stable. And I think that's one thing too that was a big difference for me coming from full hash cards to LHR cards. It's just like, this is just so frustrating. But then on May 7th of this year, 22, you released the very first 100% LHR unlock. And that was just a total game changer globally. It just changed GPU mining across the globe. And for the first time, we as miners, we could really realize the full potential. It was just like, it wasn't a step or a leap. It was like you guys went like to the moon with this one. It was just, you absolutely changed the whole entire industry with it. So how did you, big questions everyone is saying, it's just, how did you do it? Just, I know you.
If you read our press release, you can see it's some kind of magic. But other than that, yeah, our developer has been working on it for quite some time. We are really lucky to have him. He's a good developer. He managed to pull it off by himself. So yeah, that's how he did. I cannot get into too many details. Of course, it's like competitive secret.
How long has he been working on it? Because I seen Excavator Miner had some iterations of the anti-LHR being added, and I had even covered it on my channel, and I know you guys were working on it, but then just suddenly you went from, okay, you're getting something a little bit more incrementally better, just now it's a full LHR unlock. So how long have you been working on the LHR unlock, or the full, I'm going to say full LHR unlock?
Basically since the partial unlock. I don't know exactly how he managed to do it, what was like the reason, but one day he had it. Yeah, he said, look, he was optimizing, the old unlock, the partial unlock,
Right.
and apparently he found a way to do it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's just hard work.
Did something he was like, huh? So when you guys first seen or first realized that even 100% LHR unlock was possible, I mean, what were your initial thoughts? I would just been like totally in shock about that.
Yeah, Joe, you want to
Yeah,
go ahead?
everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be huge!"
Exactly.
There was like a huge excitement in the company, and of course, there's still like some testing before you can like really go out. So it was a real push from like all sides, and everyone was excited to get this out, but get it out at the right time and still be the first. This was the key point of it.
I was lucky to test it like even a couple of weeks before the release, and I was just having so hard time keeping it secret.
You'd probably
Yeah, of course. I wanted to get it out as soon as possible, but there was a lot of something to prevent the reverse engineering. There was a lot of development done on that, so we had to like delay it a little bit. But luckily, we did it in time that other didn't.
you still did it.
You
were number one.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, that's the main thing.
And just even news outlets that are not crypto mining centric, they grabbed this story. It's huge news. It was the biggest news in mining in years, I would say. Next thing is, once you had this LHR unlock out there, you have a lot of people on Nicehash. Did you see a big change or any significant change in the hash rate for Ethereum on the Nicehash platform?
Yeah, I mean, when the day we launched it, we actually had a big spike in new users because everyone jumped on it as soon as it came. So I think in the first few hours, we got about 28,000 new users.
Wow!
Jumping in to get onto it and try it. And that kind of continued the momentum over that week from the launch. And yeah, the hash rate did increase a bit, but also going into summer, it's kind of dropped as well. So now at this stage, we're now a few weeks away from it. So it's kind of even back out again.
Do you find it runs cyclical with the seasons?
Very much so, yeah.
So in the hotter weather, people mine less generally?
I mean, our users are mostly gamers and content creators.
Okay.
Not only, but there's a lot of those users. And imagine gaming in summer and maybe like using your computer and mining at the same time.
It's a lot of heat.
Yeah, it's a lot of heat. Of course, we have like professional miners, not professional, but like yourself with dedicated mining rigs, and you can move that rig to another room. Have that room heat up, having GPU mining in your office. That doesn't work in the summer.
No, it definitely makes it a lot harder in the summertime because you're kind of fighting against your house cooling and stuff. And a lot of people, like you said too, we run our gaming PCs and we'll have an extra graphic card or a graphic card in it, and we'll try to mine in the background, make a little bit of extra Ethereum or some other coin, try to make a little bit of extra revenue. Just hopefully it'll be worthwhile in the long run.
That's why Nicehash is so great for for small users, because I'm not sure how familiar are you with paper share reward system. So basically, if a small miner is mining to a pool, he will disconnect many times through the day, and he will lose some profits because of that, because pools mostly have pay per last number of shares reward system, which is not beneficial for disconnects. Will Nicehash pays for every share you send to our server, and so you can connect for 5 minutes, disconnect for 5, and then connect again, and you will get paid for each work you do.
That's one thing I
Yeah, and
noticed about the Nicehash compared to some of the pools. A lot of times, if I would join to a certain pool without giving names, I would slowly see, even if I put like a lot of hash rate, I'll put maybe 500 mega hash on it. I'll see after 10 minutes, now it's saying it's at 100 mega hash. At another 10 minutes, now it's showing it's averaged at 200 mega hash. So it seems to kind of ramp up or ramp down.
That's probably just the statistics.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the paper share reward system, but pools also have like high payout threshold,
Right.
which makes it way worse for small miners, because you get paid maybe like, if you're lucky, once per week, probably once per month. But at Nicehash, you get paid every 4 hours if you mine at least 1,000 satoshis, which is great for small miners, because you practically get paid every day.
I will admit that's actually one of the things that really drew me even into Nicehash, is because when I first choose to go onto a pool, and a lot of them, the payout thresholds were very, very high. I'm like, oh, this is going to take a month.
Yeah.
You got one graphic card, for me to get that, or even some of them at the time, it's not even like 0.01 ETH. It was at the time last year, it was like 0.1 ETH. That's like, that's like $1 billion to me. Just
Exactly.
Making a little bit of money, would take forever. And I think that's one of the big things that a lot of people love about the Nicehash platform, is that no matter what you're mining, you're going to be paid in Bitcoin, and you get those regular payouts.
Yeah, and maybe on top of that, you can withdraw Bitcoin for just with Lightning Network, if you're familiar with that, basically for free. So there's like bunch of different good things about why smaller miners should use Nicehash. It's really more beneficial, because the main point is it saves you time. It saves you those small transaction fees and stuff like that. And you can keep it all in one place.
I agree with that. And the one thing too that I think that sets Nicehash apart from other miners or even other pools is that you really have your whole own ecosystem. In the sense, you have your miners, you have the dashboard and tools, you can handle the redirection to the different pieces seamlessly from the front end. So as a person, just a lot of people who I know, they would not be able to mine. But just because if you can use Windows, you've made the tools friendly enough that it empowered people to be able to mine. So your average person who doesn't know, not very tech savvy, could just pick up and run your program like a regular app and be like, hey, I'm mining. How you do it? I don't know. But it's,
Yeah.
And that's one of the
But I'm
beautiful
making
parts
money.
about it.
Yeah.
Business is really geared towards more crypto adoption through the mining, like bringing more people into to discover that you can earn money. If you have a PC, if you have a graphics card in it, you've already got the hardware sitting there, so use it and do something with it. And we try to make that like as easy as possible to get into and to manage, so you can then go and exchange it. Exchange if you get the Bitcoin and you want to have another coin, and you can monitor it if you're you can keep mining and monitor it on the mobile apps, so you can see what your rigs are doing, and but you're basically making it very straightforward and easy to not have to worry so much about it.
I must confess, I had to use that already too when I was out or out with family. Even when we were out actually on a boat recently on a lake, I was like, what are my rigs doing? So I just opened up the mobile app and I'm like, okay, I can relax now. Just
Yeah.
So just
most pools don't report any temperatures and stuff like that. So Rig Manager is really good at that. And we are also bringing new features into the Rig Manager, overclocking and stuff like that, which is going to be like some advanced stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. And because I know you've made a lot of progress just even with the overclocking ability you're doing in Quickminer. It's more advanced than what I believe I'm seeing in the Nicehash miner itself, the implementation. Because it seems like Quickminer is talking very, very cohesively, very tightly with the excavator miner. Anytime anything happens, they both seem to know exactly what's going on and how to handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, Quickminer is basically a wrapper software for Excavator. Excavator is the miner, as you probably know, other miners like MB Miner, LOL Miner.
Right.
But Excavator is the one that takes care of, that controls the Excavator. And then on top of that, there's like a browser overclocking tool
Right.
that communicates with Excavator, and with that OC tune you can set overclocks. Actually, we're just redesigning it. So currently the OC tune looks like a little bit of, it doesn't look really good, but
Oh,
in
that's
like
great.
in couple of days it's gonna look a bit more modern. Yeah,
Oh, that would be great.
maybe once this video is out, the OC tune will be also released.
The one thing too is just that I noticed too, even with Quickminer, as I see in this past year, you've added the ability to handle AMD cards
Yeah.
to it. You know, you've implemented the first LHR on 100% LHR unlock on it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of updates. I see you guys have even made progress on the LHR V3 cards, which is the 3080 12 gig and the 3050 cards.
Yeah.
So I know you're up to about 90%. Last time I guess I was looking or testing on it though too, but
Yeah.
do you see, more opportunity to maybe, do you think we'll be able to get that 100% out of it?
It's hard to say. We all thought the 100% unlock is not possible. I think when it comes to software, everything is possible. We have a good developer.
You have a great developer.
Yeah, I mean, he did all the AMD implementation, everything. But yeah, I hope he will manage to unlock it fully. And what I'm interested in the most is about the new series of GPUs, the 4000. If they're going to have the same LHR, what is the NVIDIA going to change?
I actually had that same concern because when I was seeing some previews of some of them saying like these could be like 450 watt GPUs, I was like, wow, that's pretty scary. So I was just trying to even just add as much to my farm as I can. I figured I'll try to add like, especially like 3070 cards. They're great because they mine well and they're still pretty efficient. The electricity of consumption of these new cards, it just seems like there's no limiting, before you know it. I remember that I seen some comedy shows. They were showing, what the 40 and 50 series look like, and they were showing these like huge GPUs running off of, like
Yeah,
fans this big that would be moving across the table. Just like, oh, this is the next GPU, and it was sounded
I
like
saw
a
I saw that
helicopter.
video. Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, something to consider is that when it says that the GPU is gonna draw 450 watts, that's like the full TDP,
Right,
which means it's not the actual power draw.
right,
The
because
actual
that's
power draw,
thermal power draw, thermal
s-
draw power,
thermal
something like
thermal design power,
right,
thermal design power. Yeah, basically that's the. I think it's either how much the cooler can cool the GPU, or it's how much heat can the GPU produce, something like that. Because all different manufacturers have different names for this.
right. Yeah, I noticed too, even some cards say they should be around 300 watts, but I'm looking at the wall numbers and it's pulling like 340 or 350. So what we actually end up using sometimes it is quite different from what those quoted numbers are.
Yeah, I mean, you of course have to add the CPU power, the motherboard power, and all that
And
stuff.
a little bit for that RGB, because RGB makes it go
Yeah,
faster, right?
yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
absolutely.
And the blue one makes it cooler.
The
And
blue, I try to turn them to blue and green when I can. It's too hot sometimes, so I think it definitely plays a role in it. I already said though too that I think Nicehash is, you guys are different in the sense that you run your own ecosystem. So you see a lot of hash rate, you see a lot of different coins and different users, and you can kind of see, I guess, what they're mining statistically. And I guess some of the big questions is, what do you suspect is going to happen with Ethereum going proof of stake? I'm sure you guys have some plan about this. Just what are some contingency plans, as well as what are steps that Nicehash is doing to prepare for that?
no,
Yeah, this is something we've been preparing for quite some time. As you can imagine, it's been delayed again and again. So we've had kind of contingency plans in place for some time. But it's impossible to predict exactly the future on what will happen with it. Most likely, we're going to see a big drop in profitability when it happens, or if it happens. And at that point, there's going to be a lot of miners will drop off because of the profitability will just not be great at all at that time. But then it kind of evens out the playing field. So then you have all these other coins which suddenly don't have this big competition with the profitability of Ethereum anymore. It's going to make a really level playing field for mining, and is going to be quite competitive. And we're going to see hash rate then move to some of those more successful ones. And from that point, then the mining will pick up again. Who knows how long that can take, but I think we'll see this kind of cycle as we've seen before with mining as well.
Marco?
Yeah, I think basically what the coins will be less profitable. You must know that currently there's like I know how many GPUs on Ethereum, and Ethereum pays all of these users like hefty amount of Ethereums. But that mining volume is gonna drop. Daily mining volume in Ethereum is gonna drop basically only to the coins that are left. Those are like Raven Coin, Ergo, Octopus, Flux, yeah. And this, so we're talking about maybe 10 or even 100 times less profits in mining volume.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what about, you also having probably more of the ASICs too going to Ethereum Cash? Excuse me, Ethereum Classic.
Maybe there will be an Ethereum Cash.
Yeah.
That's also possible.
Yeah. But probably,
Now,
yeah.
was it, so recently too, this year I believe it was, Nicehash implemented the ability to mine Ergo as well as LHR Flux right within, directly within the Nicehash miners. Is this partly to build the infrastructure, I guess, more complete, when Ethereum does turn proof of stake, that there are more coins to be able to mine?
Yeah, of course. We do plan to support as many algorithms as possible, but it's not so simple to add just any coin, any algorithm, because you have to take in account that possibility of 51 attacks. So
I know that
Ergo
was one of the reasons. Yeah, that was one of the reasons too. Originally, you had published too. You thought it was responsible to hold off on adding Ergo because you didn't want to just at the time. Ergo was very, very profitable.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You would have probably had a 51% attack per day.
Yeah. We tried to protect the algorithm, the coin, the project, and that was our way of doing it. As you can imagine, we cannot simply add any coin, but we do try to make it possible. And basically, currently, all the major coins and projects are supported. The ones that we think that will be profitable after, that will be mined after the merge. So we do plan to add a couple of more. There's like 2 possible ones that we're thinking about, but I'm not sure if I can tell it out loud now because it's not fully confirmed yet.
Some other just things people have been asking me too, and even put comments on my channel, just because I know we even covered adding through other things of miner implementation with the Nicehash miner doing dual mining. And then obviously too, there was some other coins which came along. People could do the full Ethereum as well as they were doing like a Lithium, as well as like Toncoin, which is, I guess, temporary. It's really a proof of stake coin, but temporarily it was tokenized.
Yeah, we did consider Toncoin, but it would take a lot of dev resources for a coin that will only be mined for I think a couple of weeks now. At the time, it was like a couple of months. So we are always on that decision. If it's, of course, we're business, we have to make money. So is adding algorithm profitable for us? Toncoin was not in that case.
Because if it's profitable for us, it's profitable for the users.
That's true. Well, I guess you have to have hash power buyers try to do this too. So
yeah, and you have to think about the server costs and development costs. It's not just plain simple, just click a couple of buttons and there you go, a new algorithm, as one might think.
Yeah, so, I'm sure it's much more complex because there's also does now all your coins that you're mineable, is that also available on the Nicehash exchange?
Yeah, they will be very soon. Yeah, we have a couple of changes coming up to the platform. We always, of course, want to support each coin that we have mineable because it's obviously 100% logical to do that. And I think over the summer we should be able to support the rest of them.
I guess a lot of people wonder too, and you were very straightforward with your answer and response. Just there's still uncertainty with the Ethereum turning proof of stake. So I even still think some ifs, because if you've watched those dev calls from the Ethereum developers, you're just like, it'll never happen. But they seem to be moving forward. I don't know how. It just seems, a little bit of a contradiction.
Yeah, I think there's a real push, like from 2 angles. You've got the developers who are like, wait, let's test this a bit more. This is not ready yet. And you've got the ones who are pushing for it. It's because it's been delayed. Again, they're just pushing, okay, it's got to happen now. It has to go out. Let's make this happen no matter what. When you listen to these dev calls, you can really see the clash there. And I think that's quite dangerous. I think that's not a good thing.
I think that's a recipe for disaster, because stakeholders, of course, want to push it, and developers are the ones that understand the project the most, like the backgrounds of the Ethereum code and stuff like that.
And Ethereum too is it's not just Ethereum, it's so much other coins built on top of it.
Exactly.
Everything,
Yeah.
in addition to the NFTs, but there's other smart contracts and other pieces. If they do something just to compromise that coin, even momentarily, I think it would be very, very detrimental to them.
Yeah.
Just, you're trying to rush with something, but it'd be like saying you have a huge currency, but if you're going to do something that could jeopardize it, just, a short-term gain, it just seems,
Yeah.
not very smart.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was Bitsby Dripping, I think, put out the video about
Yeah.
all this. What about all that's built on Ethereum?
All the
How
DApps
they
and stuff.
testing it? I mean, they're testing the Ethereum network, which is underneath it all. But what
That
about everything else?
Yeah, that probably should be done by the DApps developers like Uniswap and not the core developers.
I think the Ethereum development team should just, like you say, Marco, they should just work a little bit more independent or autonomous from, management may have its role of where it wants to go things. Vitalik and other people up top, they may want to see things move faster, but they should have at least some development manager or team there that says, no, we're not ready yet to move forward with this,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
to make those critical calls, regardless of they want to go proof of stake, but you can't go proof of stake until you're really ready to do it.
Yeah, maybe we should just clarify that there are no stakeholders, like I said before, in Ethereum. It's supposed to be decentralized. So, but there are probably some people that try to push it more into the merge. Yeah.
Well, with staking, you will have a form of stakeholders in a way, because the
Yeah.
ones who have the most will have the most say. So
Yeah. Well, miners are the stakeholders now.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
But I had also read some articles too that the Ethereum devs and the Ethereum dev team, I don't know how true it is, are a large stakeholder in, what was mined or even, earlier mined with Ethereum. So they have, to them, it's huge dollars. If they have a lion's share of the Ethereum there, they want it to move.
Yeah, the whole crypto scene is getting overruled ruled by the investors. Just people want to make money instead of people that want to make crypto decentralized as it's supposed to be in the beginning. So I'm noticing a lot of these investors trying to make a lot of money. This seems to be the similar case.
I agree. I think that's a great observation.
Yeah.
Another thing too that a lot of people say moving forward now, regardless of Ethereum proof of stake, people are more environmentally conscious about what's going on with greenhouse gases, not using fossil fuels to power GPU. People are more sensitive to not want to be using fossil fuels to, mine GPUs or even ASICs, and they buy electric cars. So they're looking for a more environmentally friendly solution, and they're saying for GPU or for crypto mining to become sustainable, we're going to need a more sustainable solution for the environment. I'm sure you've crossed this road before or this topic. And where do you see even some of the individuals as well as some of the industries that you service? How are they adapting to this?
I think we see a lot of it is media. A lot of it's really blown out of proportion to the actual impact that it has. Of course, when you have some huge ASIC farm with massive thousands of ASICs, you're going to have some big power use, but you have to put it into proportion to everything else. If you look at what they're supporting, and the same goes for GPU mining, the value of what they support far outweighs the actual environmental impact of the electric use. And the biggest mistake that a lot of the reporting about this is made is that it's not about the mining, it's about the electric that's being used for it. If your electric comes from coal and you switch that to wind energy, that's not based just on the mining, that's based on the whole city. You can have a whole powered by coal and you switch that to wind, then it's economic, it's good for the planet and it's more economical. So I think it really has actually nothing to do with mining, and it's about power usage in general. That's how we should be looking at it.
Yeah, I think that the general public, needs to decide if they want a safe, decentralized network and good monetary system. Then this is the price you have to pay for you have to spend some energy to keep it secure, to keep it safe. Yeah, but on the other hand, you have like Joe said, big ASIC farms growing up, and you just ask yourself, when does it stop? Like how many ASICs farm can we have? because if the price of Bitcoin goes so high, then people can just start building farms indefinitely. In theory, there could be like 50% of all the energy used could be used for Bitcoin mining, because if the price would be so high and the rewards and so on. Yeah, but like in every technology, people did manage to figure something out. Just the other day, I was searching and I saw like back in the 1800s, there was like this tower in the middle of Stockholm with telephone lines connected to it. It was just covering the whole sky. And people did manage to figure out it's better to put the cables in the ground. And I think the similar will happen with Bitcoin mining.
So that's a great point you both bring out, is that it's not necessarily crypto mining that's really the culprit. Crypto mining is, yes, it generates some heat, but at the same time too, the heat can be dissipated. Like I'm currently using my crypto mining farm in my garage. It's actually, which the air there is probably pushing out at about 110 degrees, but I'm venting it in an attic, which is about 140 degrees. So technically it's actually cooling the attic. I mean, there's ways to deal with that. So mitigating it, saying, hey, well, what's really, one of the big culprits here would be the power supply company. So if you're on coal or other fossil fuels, it's going to be a problem. But it's not just crypto mining. That would be powering your homes, your air conditioners, and everything. Maybe the problem becomes amplified with crypto mining. But the root problem is still, if we were all on very green energy, whether it be hydro, solar, or some other solutions, then that would kind of really solve the whole problem, not just for crypto mining, but globally.
Yeah, in April, we were in Bitcoin Miami conference, and there was a lot of stuff working with immersion cooling and heating up like some heat batteries. And there was this guy I was talking with, he mentioned that they could use this to heat up water for hotels. Imagine heating water for hotels with miners. Each hotel could have its own mining farm. It would help to decentralize the network, and at the same time they would heat up the water, and they won't pay anything for the electricity, for the heating, because they would get paid to be warm, basically.
That actually resonates with a story I remember reading probably about 6 months ago. It was somewhere, I believe, in western part of Canada. There was a city that they would normally be providing a lot of, I guess, steam pipe heats to homes. But rather than just trying to generate gas and turbines, they were going to try to heat it up using a Bitcoin farm to kind of supplement the income and recapture that heat to heat homes with.
So, I mean, if every mining operation reused all the heat, straight away you fix what's the word? You remove from the equation any environmental cost or damage, because you're taking away from all the heats that you would need that power for to supply it.
I've been heating my home for the winter, and I've watched like my home heating bill go down like 90%. Just because, with colder climate here, I build my rigs in a way that was scalable, where, okay, I could put this rig goes in the living room. This rig goes, this is the quiet rig. So this rig, we can maybe put it in, a more living or habitat area. Some of the rigs, no. But by doing that, I was able to literally reduce my home heating by about 90% by reusing that heat. So I know it's helped me. So there are definite ways, and I think that's a great point.
Yeah, just fun fact, in our offices, we don't have like heating system, we just have rigs. In every office there's like 1 or 2 rigs heating up the whole office.
I'd love to come there one day and see, like, just, this is so cool.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
Oh, that would be great. So other question too, just before I move on, is just, we talked about some of the other altcoins. We said there's Ravencoin, Flux, Ergo. Is there any coins that are really standing out to you yet that you see maybe potential as just these may be, some, even in the short term, just some have the potential to really take off to be, what could be maybe the next Ethereum or the next most mineable coin?
I think this is pure speculation. It's really hard. I can list the ones that are like second to Ethereum right now. So those would be Ravencoin, Ergo. Then you have what else? Octopus, Flux.
Pretty high as well.
Flux, yeah, Flux. I think Flux has a good project because they're like building decentralized servers, I think.
Yeah, they have
basically, nodes. Yeah, basically the backbone of Web3. So that's something interesting. Other than that, maybe we will see another project emerge. Something totally new, something we don't anticipate. So, I mean, Ogata Girl is developing something, but she didn't want to tell us what. We had her on a nice talk the other day.
It was really, really great to meet you today, and just I'm hoping to just get one little thing out of you, maybe before we conclude it up. It's just in 2022 and even going forward, just can we get a little bit of a peek or a heads up on what we may see coming out of Nicehash, maybe in the tools or the environment going forward?
I can say from the mining perspective, we're developing a new Nicehash OS mining based on Linux. We already have one, but we decided to build one on Ubuntu, so it will be more stable, better support. Then the other big thing is the advanced overclocking through the rig management, which was long awaited by a lot of our users. And the thing we already talked about was the redesigned OC tuner.
OC Tune is really, really powerful, but
Yeah,
I think I even made a compliment. It felt like I was in like a Top Gun, like an aircraft. Just the elaborate instruments. Just I
Yeah.
understand it's necessary, but just it wasn't as intuitive, in a sense, or it was maybe more. I needed kind of simplified a little bit.
Well, you're welcome to do a guide on the new OC tune that's going to be released soon.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And I definitely plan to. One of the things that we talked about too with Nicehash is just it's a really unique tool in the sense that it empowers people, whether you're basic or even a more advanced technical user, to be able to do mining. And I consider myself a more experienced miner. I could kind of use the Nicehash tools, and whether it be through the custom algorithm settings or even use the custom miner plugins, I was able to kind of push the tool even further or customize it to ways that I really like. So it wasn't like, okay, here's the tools and you're limited. You kind of left the doors open in some ways for people like myself or even others who wanted to maybe customize their mining experience and still be able to use the whole Nicehash platform, which I think is a wonderful addition. I have some things that I've been working on that I guess is a miner too that I think may hopefully help to just improve the mining experience too with the Nicehash miner. And I'd love to be able to share that with you and maybe contribute in some ways too, or even I'm open to collaborate on something in the future. I would love to do that with you. It just Nicehash is really one of my favorite tools.
Yeah, you have my email. Send me any feedback.
That would be
That's much
great.
appreciated. Yeah, that's much appreciated.
I really, really appreciate you guys.
I mean, for users that want to give feedback, you can join Discord. We are pretty active on Discord. You can leave feedback there. That's a good way of contributing.
Okay, so send me that Nicehash t-shirt and I'm in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys giving me this exclusive interview today and hearing firsthand from you both. It's been a big revolutionary step for me just to hear from the development achievements that you're seeing with the mining, what's happening actually with hash rate, the environment, Ethereum going proof of stake, and I even heard the word if from I guess probably all of us throughout the call, because it's an unknown, it's an uncertainty. If it happens, will it be this 2022? Will it be 2023? Will it even be? I guess time will tell, but it's great to know that you're taking steps with projects, adding more coins, you're considering other coins, and even surprised to hear that you even looked at other coins like TON. And just, that tells me you're really kind of staying at the edge, looking at the forefront of what may be things that may help us as miners make additional profits. So I really want to thank you so much for meeting me today. And I definitely will send you some of those ideas, Marco and Joe, and hopefully we can maybe work together and collaborate on some ideas in the future and just helping, evolve and just taking even Nicehash one step further than it is. But you guys have done a great job with it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for having us on the show. It's really great to talk with you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. Happy
Bye.
Friday. Oh, can I
Bye.
get used to do one thing? I would love to do it. One of the things I normally do at the end of my thing is I just do a quick wrap up, and I just usually do happy mining. So I'm just curious if we could do like on the count of 3, if you guys could do that with me for one time.
Sure.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Happy
mining.
Sure.
Thank you so much, guys. And I can't wait for our next meeting.
Yeah.
Likewise, yeah.
I've made a lot of videos so far, but this has been an amazing experience for me as a crypto miner and as a YouTuber. Being able to talk with Joe Downey, the head of Nicehash marketing, and Marco Tarman, the Nicehash mining manager, about their pioneering revelation, the world's first 100% LHR Unlock Miner, which changed GPU mining across the globe. Joe and Marco, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of my viewers do as well. I learned a lot from you, and I was so glad we could cover so many topics. And Nicehash, definitely a big thumbs up to you for granting me this exclusive access video and getting this insider information. I'm really grateful to your team. They showed their expertise and professionalism today, and we were able to cover a lot of topics, including Ethereum proof of stake, the ability to mine other altcoins going forward, and even discuss some of the new tools Nicehash is developing, which has me very excited because it looks like that may be a great direction for me to put on some of my larger rigs when I want more stability, especially on a Linux or Ubuntu based platform. But I'm going to be covering that in another video once I can get my hands on it. I've really enjoyed making this video and being able to discuss these important topics with the Nicehash team today. And I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a big thumbs up, like, and don't forget to press down on that subscribe button if you haven't already to be notified of any future video updates on this. So once again, thank you very much, Nicehash, Joe, and Marco, for your time today. I really appreciate you. And I'm really looking forward to getting that Nicehash t-shirt. I hope everyone enjoyed this. Until next time, stay safe. See you in the next video. Happy mining!